Hi Shira, in this video I am going to show you how to create a blog post for your new website from a blog post on your old website. So let's go ahead and get started. First I'm going to go to CherylSeaver.com/WP-admin. Okay, and it automatically loads this. I have saved your passwords into a passwords document, so you can refer to that to check your username and password. Next, I'm going to navigate to Posts and then click All Posts. I'm going to press Command and then the negative button in order to zoom out a little bit. You can also go View and zoom out. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and I can see on this page I'm seeing 9 blog posts ordered in descending order from the most recent to the older posts. Okay, and so at the bottom we have something that says, what's a customer-centric business anyway? I'm going to command click on that post, and this is going to open it up in a new window or a new tab. And here I can see this post, and I can review and question myself on whether we have created a we've created a blog post on this yet. And now I don't actually recognize this one yet. But let's go ahead and let's check something first. Let's go to CherylSeaver.com/WP-admin. So this is your new website, obviously. And again, the login credentials are going to be in a document that I will give to you. It'll say passwords on it. And then I'm going to go to Posts, All Posts. And I also have shared access to a Google Sheet. And this one, actually, it's right here. It's called Shira Seaver's blog. And it lets me validate these. I can check this. So I'm going to come up here, select that, Command C or Edit Copy, okay? And then I'm going to come to your blog, and then I'm going to do Command F for Find, Command V to paste. And I can see that actually I've already created a blog post based on that. So just, you know, I didn't recognize it off the top of my head, but turns out I have actually created a post based on that. So I'm going to go ahead and close that one, and I'm going to move on. Now, I think I created blog posts based on your first like 16 or so of these things. So let's go ahead and try another one. I command click Edit, and that opens it up in a new tab. And now I'm going to select that, and I'm going to come over here, Command F, Command V, Enter. And guess what? It doesn't show up in here, so that means that I have not created a blog post based on that. So let's go ahead. It looks like we have some good content here. I'm going to select all this content, and I'm going to go Command T to open up a new tab, or you can do File, New Tab. And then I'm just going to navigate to chat.openai.com. Create an account on ChatGPT if you have not already, and I am going to come right down to Shira's blog posts. This is a conversation that I already have going on with ChatGPT. If you don't have such a conversation, do this though. Actually, just click New Chat and go to ChatGPT 4. And then over here by Send a Message. And this is all you need to do in order to start a chat. Now, actually, before I go ahead and paste this in, I should paste in my prompt. Now, I'm going to send you this prompt so you have it. But first, I'm going to come here, select this text, go Command C to copy it. Over here by Send a Message, Command V to paste it. And then basically this is a prompt that's going to instruct ChatGPT on exactly what we want to do. It understands the prompt, and it says, please share your first set of article notes with me. Now, I'm going to come here and copy this content by Send a Message, Command V. I'm going to paste all your content here. And I'm actually also going to copy the title of your article here. I'm going to come up to the top, press Shift Enter, and then use the up arrows, Command V to paste it in here. And now I'm going to click that little arrow in order to say that I'm done. And ChatGPT is going to generate what it thinks is a full and complete, up-to-date article based on your previous article. And as you can see here, I've given it notes on certain types of things that I think your audience will appreciate, like deeper insights, avoid talking down to readers, use a personal tone with you language, which is always a great voice for blogging, be direct and concise, because honestly, no one likes a blog post that takes longer to say what it needs to say. And then make the text scannable, so short paragraphs, and you can see that it is following all these directions very well. Make the headings somewhat catchy and intriguing. That's going to help you with readability. And then for each article, reorient the content to focus on helping the reader solve a specific problem or question. And I think this is done. This trust is earned through consistent engagement and accountability. And if I'm not sure if it got a chance to finish everything, I can ask, did you finish? And then I'll hit enter. And it'll probably say yes. Oh, no, see, it didn't finish. I could kind of tell because that didn't feel like a conclusion. That final paragraph there didn't quite feel done to me. Yeah, and you know what? We really know it's done when we see these SEO notes, because that's something I asked it to do. And you'll see why in a second. But one of the advantages of this is that we really know it's done when we see the SEO notes, whereas up here, it just kind of cut off abruptly. It wasn't finished writing the article, right? So now let's come up here, and I'm going to copy this title. I'm going to select the title, Command C. Okay, and now I'm going to come into your new website by posts. I'm going to click Add New, which is up here in the upper left corner. Click Add New, and then where it says Add Title, click there, and then Command V to paste it. And now where it says Type to choose a block, just click right there. And now let's come in and let's copy all of this content. Okay, Command C, right? And now Command V to paste it. And now I'm going to hit return to get to a new line. And then I'm going to ignore this because that's just ChatGPT talking to me. And then I'm going to copy this content. Command C. Oops. Click here, Command V. And that's all pasted in now. And now I can also grab the suggested slug, selecting that, Command C. And now, where you put the slug in this post, Shara, is at the bottom of the page. You're going to come to the bottom of the page. Ignore this. You don't need that. This is just for your own internal reference. And personally, I don't bother with it. And where it says slug, press Command V. And I am going to change this down to lowercase because this is standard. And now, it actually wouldn't matter. It would work either way. But I just love everything to be consistent. And now I'm going to select everything here from Unlock to Guide, Command C. Going to come to the meta description, Command V. Now, you know what? Yoast is sending me a signal telling me that it thinks that my slug, aka this content that comes after the URL here, is just a little too long. I kind of disagree. I think what we could do is we could delete that turbocharge because no one is actually going to Google turbocharge. They might Google, how to grow professionally on LinkedIn or professional growth LinkedIn. So a good slug is usually going to be something that's more keyword oriented. And now I can click desktop result in order to preview how this is going to look on desktop. And actually I can tell that, this title is a little bit too long because it's getting cut off. Now, I don't think this is best practice because I really like people to be able to read my entire title and understand the complete meaning without having to click. So I'm going to think about how I can shorten this by a word, perhaps. Turbocharge your professional growth with LinkedIn, building powerful value relationships. You know what? I think this is really what I want. I want to copy this, Command C, and I'm going to come over here, hit Command V, and then I am going to remove... turbocharge your professional growth. I'm just going to have it be like this. Build it. And then I like to use action verbs, concise action verbs. I think you seem to favor this a little bit, but I I believe in copywriting, people like these words to be short and they like them to be empowering. And so that's why it's kind of nice to just use that direct action verb that promises the precise result the user can get if they read this post. So build powerful value relationships. And I'm going to say on LinkedIn. I feel like that's just slightly more natural. Now you notice I already am going to have this updated down here because I have your blog post set to use the title of your article. So you don't need to come in here and edit anything. You could do something like this if you want to, but just to be consistent among all your posts, I'm going to leave that off. This little bar monitors how long your title is before you'll see ... And so this one also is a little bit over the edge. You can see the color changed here. So I'm going to try deleting just a few words in order to make sure that this fits well on both mobile and desktop. So it says unlock the full potential of LinkedIn to boost your professional growth. Learn how to establish your brand. I'm going to remove learn how to. That's kind of obvious. I'm just going to replace that here. Establish your brand, nurture your network, give back to your community, and cultivate trust with our detailed guide. I think we could also cut with our detailed guide. And you know what? It's still not enough. I'm going to remove the word full. And let's actually rearrange this a little bit. And let's actually just change it to grow professionally by unlocking. Because that's the end goal here, the potential of LinkedIn. I want to focus on the end goal here because I think that is what is going to help get the user intrigued. Grow professionally by unlocking the potential of LinkedIn. By unlocking the potential of LinkedIn. Establish your brand, nurture your network, give back to your community, and cultivate trust. Honestly, if someone wants to read your article and they read that description, I think they'll know that this is really for them. My last thing here is I'm going to try and make this slug, this URL, congruent with this title. So it says build powerful value relationships on LinkedIn. So I'm going to change professional growth to build value relationships LinkedIn. Okay? And I think my work here is basically done. I'm going to come over here. Notice I am coming over to the right column. This is the right column. It needs to be on the post tab, not the block tab. Now scroll down, and then here where you see featured image, click set featured image. And we actually need to upload a good featured image. So I'm going to go from the media library up here to the upper left corner here, click upload files. And now it says drop files to upload or select files. We need to get an image. So I'm going to come over here, open up a new tab in the upper right corner here. And I'm going to type in my favorite website, Unsplash. And I'm going to think about what kind of image would be suitable for your blog. Now we could use an image that's already in your media library, perhaps one that we haven't used yet. But I just wanted to show you this process because you have 100 posts, so you're going to need more images than just the ones that we already have uploaded. So let's think about this. This is all about growing your professional profile, right? So I'm going to type in LinkedIn and hit enter. And I want to find something that seems interesting. This is a professional. The image looks a little old, like you can see from the camera on that Mac. It was taken a while ago. I like to try and use new technology in my images. That way people assume that this thing is very up to date. This doesn't look bad, and it kind of fits with the type of characters you like to have on, but they are dressed too casually, I think, for you. So I'm going to come out here. I'm going to keep looking down. This lady might suit you. I don't like how flat the lighting is on this. You can see there's no depth to that. We're going to find someone eventually. Sometimes for blog posts it can be nice to do this, but I think this isn't on brand for you, like someone's bed. I think I'm getting a feeling like you kind of like the office vibe look. This person looks like he's dressed in your kind of clothing, and he's serious person here, dressed very sharp, a little bit older. He might be suitable for you. One thing I don't like is that he's looking away, so he doesn't really engage the user as much as he could if he were looking at the camera a little bit. So you can see there's a lot of considerations that go into this in order to try and get an image that really works. My top consideration when I'm looking at images is I'm thinking about what images look attractive enough to engage people. Because honestly, if they're not visually beautiful, you may have a harder time. I think this one looks nice. I know it's just slightly less professional, but it still looks professional to me. It looks like a nice sleeve. And I just think the lighting on it is beautiful. So I'm going to come up here to the upper right corner where you see this caret. Click that caret and then click on medium, which is going to say about 1920 by 1280. And then move out. And now come over here to where you see the caret. Click show in Finder. And this is going to depend a little bit on your operating system. But basically the image is going to download to whatever folder you have set up as your downloads folder. And now I'm going to click return because I'm using a Mac. And you hit return to rename something on a Mac. And I'm going to label this... actually, I could label it woman typing on MacBook. That would be a good description of this particular image. But I am looking to create something that is perfect for this particular blog post. So I'm going to select that slug and click Command C. And I'm going to come over here, hit return in order to rename, and then press Command V, and then hit return again in order to finalize. I'm going to press the space bar to open it and preview it. It looks good. So now I'm going to click back to the browser and click Set Featured Image. Next, on the Upload Files tab, I'm going to click Select Files, and I am going to select that new image and click Return in order to upload it. And now in the lower right corner, you see Set Featured Image. Click that button, and there's one last step. Right below Featured Image, you'll see Excerpt. I want you to copy the meta description, select it, Command C, and then by Excerpt, press Command V in order to paste that in, and now click Publish and Publish. And you'll see Post, Publish, View Post. Go ahead and click View Post, and you can now see it here. Obviously, we still have this little issue that I still need to resolve on your website here, but in general, you can see we've got a nice title. We have a nicely formatted post. I love that each of these is so consistent. We always have a pro tip down here with nice bulleted lists, short paragraphs, making this very easy to read. And then we have a nice little call to action. If your LinkedIn profile needs a makeover, or if you wish to unlock its full potential, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you thrive professionally. So honestly, I think that this prompt is going to do a lot of heavy lifting for you in making sure that you conform these into best practices. Now, I haven't read this post, but I did kind of check one or two of your posts, and I think that this prompt is doing a good job at really taking your writing and your voice and getting it into just a slightly more up-to-date format that is gonna look really nice. It just corrects some little things that I know will help more people read your article. Well, or that I think will help more people read your article. At the bottom here, it suggests some related posts, and I can also come up here to blog and click the blog button, and you'll see your post is linked right here. And this is the excerpt, by the way. If you wondered where is that excerpt going? It's going right here so that someone can understand what this article is about. And if they click the read more or they click the title, it'll open up that post. All right. I just want to mention one other thing. I don't recommend doing any kind of color correction or serious editing on these images because I have already created a little color filter that applies to all of your blog posts so that they all look consistent. Any post on your blog is going to have that gold filter, And of course, we could change that to turquoise or whatever color you like at some other time. But in the meantime, this is going to make sure that all the posts on your blog page look color accurate and vibrant, because we haven't done any special color correction to them. So here the post displays in full color, and then here it displays with that gold filter on top of it. All right, I hope that this has helped you to understand how to go about building a blog post. As you can see, it takes about 20 minutes to do. And I am going to go ahead and stop recording right now. My last thing I just wanted to mention as a quick note is if you need to crop an image, please refer to that SEO tutorial in which I showed you how to download a larger image and then crop the image down to 1920 by 14, to about 1920 by 1280, because that's the ideal size for this. If you do happen to upload a 1920 by 1440 image, it's going to be just fine. It's probably going to crop away the top and bottom of the image a little bit, but it's going to look about fine. The only thing where I think you're really going to want to crop is if you download a vertical sized image, because this image is just going to have a lot of wasted space. So in the event you do choose to download a larger image, you're going to want to click the large button so that you have a little headroom. Click Show in Finder. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you this process very quickly. Open with Affinity Photo here. I press the C button because that usually, look, it's crashing for some reason. Yep, that opens up the crop tool. And now I can just position this where I'd like it. I can drag the corner if I please. And then I can go ahead and you can see it's, I don't know why it wants to crash today. Yep, and then I hit enter to finalize that. Now I'm pressing Command Option Shift S in order to export this. And I've got JPEG, I select 1920, and I hit Tab. And then so long as these are chained, they'll come down. You can see the estimated file size is only 147. I like to keep this at 85 and hit Tab again. So that's 404. Click Export. And then over here, you're going to want to paste in your URL. This build value relationships LinkedIn is the same thing as that slug that we set earlier, right? So I'm going to come back in here, press Command V so that this is congruent. I'm going to append this with -2 since I think I already have one here, and then I'm going to click Save. And now if I hadn't uploaded this blog post and I weren't satisfied with it, I can come up here to the Edit Post button and zoom out here, and I could actually replace this image with the new image that I just uploaded. And occasionally I will upload 2 images for a post, and then I'll think about which one suits this post best. I still think this one's going to work best for you. I just think it's a beautiful image. It's also half the file size, so your page will load much faster. And then I'm going to click Update. But if I wanted to use that other image, you can see I easily could have. All right, I hope that this tutorial has helped you, Shira. Thanks.